Last September, American people were truly elated and honored that the Vatican recognized that there was one American who truly was a martyr and has become blessed by the Church, which means they've started the process to declare him a saint. And he was a martyr, and his name was Father Stanley Rother. He was born back in 1931 in Oklahoma, and when he was growing up, he got the calling to become a priest. He felt that he was called to be a missionary to go work in Guatemala, and there he worked to help all of the poor people. And he also protected them fiercely. In spite of the oppression and the fact that people did not like him and threatened him, and that they threatened to kill him, he kept on working with poor people and protecting them. People will keep warning him that he needed to leave Guatemala and get out of the country, but he didn't. He stayed and kept working with his people. At one point, he went back to the States on a holiday to visit his family and friends and fellow priests, whom all warned him that if he did return to Guatemala, he for surely would die. So he prayed on it and decided that it was God's will that he went back to his home to be with his people. He went back, and surely soon after he was shot and killed, and has thus been labeled a martyr. How brave of him! He knew that he would perish, yet he knew that God wanted him to go back to Guatemala, and he obeyed God's will. This makes me think of the parallel in today's gospel where Jesus went into the desert, and he went there to pray and to contemplate what he was to do with his life in terms of how he could serve God better. The devil tempted him and told him not to, but Jesus ignored him. And at that same time, John had been arrested. Jesus wasn't afraid. He knew that he was called to go back and to preach to the people, and that he would be in danger and possibly be killed, but he obeyed his Father and went regardless. So for all of us during Lent, we need to really be serious about our faith. We need to pray. We need to be in our own desert with God, finding out what he wants for us, what his will is for us, instead of focusing on our small, selfish, petty needs and wants. We need to obey and follow what he wants for us. And when we know God's will best, we figure that out through what the church has traditionally taught us by doing three things: praying, fasting, and helping other people. Have a blessed Lent.